Hi, welcome to Ask Geri. I'm Geri Burke. Today's question comes from Terry. Terry asks, how can I find my happiness? Well, you actually don't find it, you create it. And the way that it's done, the way that I did it, is you use a cycle where it starts with your beliefs. What you believe in will create your thoughts. What you believe in is basically, that's what you think about. And what you think about will create your feelings. And your feelings create your emotions. And your emotions drive what you do in your day. And then that'll create you to act a certain way. And then as you act, your actions create your results. Right? And then your results reinforce your beliefs. So let's do it this way. If I believe, I'm going to think real quick of an example. If I believe that the world is a scary place and nothing goes my way, then those are my beliefs. Nothing goes my way because the world is such a scary place. Then my feelings are feelings of fear and being outcast from the world. So my thoughts are going to be, don't go here, watch out for that. And my feelings, there's my feelings, I have to remember the cycle. And so then the actions, there's the thoughts that I'm thinking. So therefore the actions that I'm going to take or not take are staying away from people, not interacting, not going places. So those are my actions. And my results are that I don't meet people. When I do meet people, they get an energy from me that they shouldn't trust me, and that I'm not open, that I'm hiding something. That's the energy that I'm giving out. Those are the actions. So the results that I get are that people stay away from me, right? That they distance themselves from me. Now that reinforces my beliefs that the world is a scary place and people are, don't want to be around me, that I'm outcast from them. So that's how the cycle reinforces your beliefs. So in the end, my belief gets stronger and it gets more set in stone, gets reinforced. Now, if I was to change that cycle, I would have to start somewhere in that, in one of those steps to break the cycle and change my experience. The way that I have learned to do that, and thank goodness we're human, because the thing about a human brain that's different from every other living thing's brain is that we have a layer at the top, on the outside of our brain, we have a layer that gives us the ability to think higher thoughts. And when I mean higher thoughts, it means we have the ability to think about what we think about. And no other creature on earth has that that outside layer of the brain that does that. So, even other mammals, like we are the highest thinking creatures on the planet. So if we go to the thoughts part of that cycle and change our thoughts, then we can break that cycle. And it won't happen overnight. You have to take it's like a groove in an old record on a in a record where the needle would go through, and the needle would move to the next groove, but it wouldn't play a song between the grooves. So that's what our brain has become when we're setting our patterns. We're actually skipping from groove to groove to only play the songs that we've played in the past. So to play a new song, you have to create a new groove. So to create that new groove, you have to think about what you think about, right? And force yourself to think different thoughts. So how do you do that? How do you think happy thoughts? How do you think thoughts that the world is not a scary place, that people are not mean, and that people aren't blocking, not blocking, that's not the right word, but people aren't friendly and that kind of thing? Well, what I have found to be the easiest, because it's hard to think that people are nice when you don't trust them, right? It's hard to think that the world is not a scary place when all this stuff's going on in the news all the time. So what I do is I go to gratitude. Gratitude. Think about how grateful you are for what you do have, right? There's a book called Attitudes of Gratitude. It's by a woman named M.J. Ryan. And in it are little chapters just to help you to think about gratitude. I would say read that book, start a gratitude journal. Just get a journal, just an empty notebook, and start a practice. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, or even like 1 minute in the morning. One grateful thought in the morning, and one grateful thought in the evening. Write it down. And in the beginning, it might be the same grateful thought. Grateful for my granddaughter. Grateful for the food on my table. Grateful for the friends that I do have, right? Just one thought in the morning and one thought in the evening will begin to change that groove in your record. And so now if you're thinking different thoughts, you will feel different feelings, right? This is what that journal will do. I've also done a gratitude jar, and I've had some hard times in my life, and I still sometimes have hard times. I've tried I read the book, Attitudes of Gratitude. I still do my gratitude journal every day. And when things get really down, when I start to feel down, I start playing with my gratitude jar. I have a jar, a special jar, and I'll post a picture of my jar. It's very pretty, and it has little slips of paper in it. And when I'm practicing with my gratitude jar, I will take a little slip of paper and I'll write something that I'm grateful for, and I'll fold it up and I'll throw it in the jar. And it can happen any time of the day. I think about something that I'm grateful for, and I'll just grab a slip of paper and write it down on that slip of paper, throw it in the jar. That fills my jar during the times when I'm feeling grateful. And on the times when I can't find anything to be grateful for, I can't think of it. I'm drawing a blank when I'm trying to do my gratitude journal, or then I will go to my jar and I'll open my jar and I'll just root in there and just pull something out. And even if it's something that I'm not grateful for at the moment, if it's something that I was grateful for, I can at least go back and capture that memory and write the memory of the being grateful at that moment in the past. And in time, your feelings are going to shift naturally. Your groove is going to get deeper. And it's not something that you just do to get happy and then forget about. It's really a practice that you need to do often. Do I do my gratitude journal every day? No, but I do have a practice where it's actually in in my calendar, and I'm hit with a reminder, 7 o'clock every morning. My alarm goes off, and the reminder on my alarm is gratitude. And I will, at that moment, I will lay back, close my eyes, and find something to be grateful for in that moment. So I hope that helped, Terry. All right. Stay grateful.